Arsenal injury scare as informed player to be assessed and is set out upcoming games. Arsenal have been dealt some worrying injury news as Kai Havertz is set to miss upcoming international matches for the German national team due to a knee problem. According to Fabrizio Romano, posting on his official account on X, formerly Twitter, Havertz will be assessed by the Gunners and set out the upcoming international break. This could just be Arsenal being cautious after they lost Martin Odegaard to a bad injury during the last international break, but one imagines fans will be a bit concerned by this update as Havertz has been such an important player for Mikel Arteta's side so far this season. Arsenal signed Havertz before the start of last season, and although it took the former Chelsea man a bit of time to get going, he is now surely one of the first names on Arteta's team sheets. Havertz scored again for Arsenal yesterday as they beat Southampton 3-1 at the Emirates Stadium, while he'd also found the back of the net in their previous win over Paris Saint-Germain in the midweek Champions League game. While it still isn't clear how serious this is for Arsenal, it perhaps serves as a reminder of their lack of depth in attack, with Gabriel Jesus not looking like much of a backup at the moment. Leandro Trossard can also play up front, but tends to batter out wide. And the same is probably true of Gabriel Martinelli, while Edin Ketaya was sold in the summer after previously being kept in reserve precisely for situations like this. There will be some Arsenal fans who will have been keen for the North Londoners to sign a striker in the summer, and if Havertz's injury ends up being serious, perhaps this will push the club to get something done in that position in January. Martin Keown says Arsenal have an underrated player who plays every game like it's his last. Key to the Gunners being so good over the last 2 years has been their brilliance in defense, with William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes being superb as a duo. However, while Saliba is often lauded, former Arsenal defender Martin Keown believes that often means Gabriel is overlooked, and according to Keon, the Brazilian has really proven himself to Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal fans. Speaking on Talksport about the Arsenal defensive duo of Saliba and Gabriel, Keon actually suggested that Gabriel doesn't get the credit deserved because of Saliba's brilliance. He said, I just feel Gabriel maybe is the one who is underappreciated a little bit. Saliba is the one who we can look at and say very classy. He is quick, he is powerful, just oozes class. Gabriel maybe not quite getting the credit he deserves, and I think the goals now that he scores put him on the map. He didn't start the season last year, I believe. Say on the bench early in the season, he played his way back in, and I talk about playing your every game as if it's your last, and he certainly does. It really sharpened him up, the fact that it looked like he wasn't going to be a first choice, and now he really deserves his place. Gabriel has become a key man for the Gunners from set pieces, and as Keon says, that is helping him stand out a bit. But regardless of who stands out and who doesn't, the key for Arsenal is that as a pair, they are among the best in the world, and if they stay fit and in form, then Arsenal might finally get their hands on the title. Mikel Arteta shares what Thomas Partey is now doing that has left Arsenal boss buzzing. The Gunners have been without Mikel Merino up until this week, while Declan Rice was suspended for the North London derby. Thomas Partey needed to step up during the tricky run, and he has done just that, helping Arsenal remain unbeaten and keeping them firmly in the title picture. Mikel Arteta has now spoken about Partey's form and shared what the Ghana international is now doing that has gone down very well at London Colney. Speaking at his press conference ahead of Arsenal's clash with Southampton, Arteta praised Partey for his recent strong form. The Gunners boss claimed that the £45 million man is in the best physical condition he has seen since he joined the club. Arteta said the following: he is a massive player for us and he's shown that week in, week out. He's started the season really well, really fit. The way he came back post holiday was probably in the best condition that he's been, which was really helpful as well. He is doing everything he can as well to be in the best physical condition. When you change certain habits and you want more consistency, things don't happen overnight. If in 2 or 3 weeks it doesn't happen and you throw in the towel, you are going to waste the next 2 or 3 years of your career. I think his work ethic has been better than ever. Defensively, he's been really solid, and with the ball, he had moments. Leicester and PSG probably were his most complete performances because he gave us everything that we want from him, and he can deliver that. Arsenal and Aston Villa could rival Liverpool for £50 million midfielder. Liverpool could face competition from 5 other Premier League clubs for the signature of Brazilian midfielder Ederson, according to reports. The Reds have been heavily linked with Ederson in recent months but failed to sign a defensive midfielder over the summer, also missing out on Spain international Martin Zubimande. Liverpool's failure to strengthen through the middle has ended up working in their favour, providing the platform for Netherlands international Ryan Gravenberch to thrive and finally establish himself at Anfield. But the 19-time English champions continue to be linked with Ederson, although it's looking like they could now face fierce competition for the Atalanta man. According to TBR, scouts from Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle United were in attendance to watch Ederson in Atalanta's 3-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. Ederson put in another strong performance in that match, completing 94% of his passes and playing 5 passes into the attacking third while winning 3 of his 5 contested ground duels and making 5 recoveries. Despite not watching Ederson against Shakhtar, TBR report that Arsenal and Aston Villa are among the clubs also fond of the 25-year-old, who is thought to be valued at £50 million by Atalanta. Mikel Arteta tells Stan Kroenke which Premier League number 9 he wants Arsenal to sign. John Duran is quickly becoming one of the Premier League's most exciting prospects. The 20-year-old faced an uncertain future at Aston Villa in the summer after the Premier League's rules on profit and sustainability almost forced the club into selling the striker. Despite coming close to joining West Ham, as well as being heavily linked with Chelsea, Duran remained at Villa Park, much to the fans and Unai Emery's delight. The South American has started the season in a blistering form. Despite failing to start in any of Villa's first 9 matches, the young hitman already has 6 goals to his name, including a game-winning strike against Bayern Munich in the Champions League earlier this week. In superb form and making headlines on what feels like a weekly basis, Duran remains one of the Premier League's hottest tickets and according to Vigaches, the latest club to join the hunt for his signature is Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is a huge fan of Villa's number 9 and views him as the Gunners' solution to their own striking problems, which is why the Spaniard wants owner Stan Kroenke to go all out to sign the Colombian in a deal that could be worth up to £60 million. Even though Arsenal signed Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City, the Brazilian's problems with injuries has seen Kai Havertz tasked with playing as a striker, a position the German wasn't best known for while at Chelsea, so it's understandable why Arteta is so keen to sign another outright forward, and Duran fits the bill. Young, pacey, technically gifted, and incredibly clinical in front of goal, the 20-year-old has the potential to become a leading forward for years to come, and Arteta would prefer if he did so in London as opposite to the Midlands. Since making his Aston Villa debut 18 months ago, Duran, who has 3.5 years left on his contract, has scored 14 goals in 58 appearances in all competitions. Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal among transfer suitors for Bundesliga forward. Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal are among the clubs showing an interest in the potential transfer of informed Eintracht Frankfurt forward Omar Marmoush at the moment. The Egypt international has made a superb start to the season, scoring 6 goals in just 5 games in the Bundesliga and 7 in 8 games in all competitions. Sources with a close understanding of the player situation have informed Kaut Offside that Marmoush has been on the radar of the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal for some time, while Man United, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest could also be teams to watch. United and West Ham may now be preparing to step up their interest in Marmoush ahead of January, with Eintracht understood to be open to evaluating offers for the 25-year-old if they come within the region of 30 million euros. Marmoush looks like an exciting talent, and it will be interesting to see if he makes the move to English football for the next stage of his career. United's interest, however, is perhaps a concern for their current forwards Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, two young players who looked like exciting prospects when they joined, but who have struggled to live up to expectations so far. Marmoush could perhaps replace Højlund and Zirkzee, with sources also telling Out Offside about some concern about the performances of the latter under Erik ten Hag. It remains to be seen if Arsenal and Liverpool really need new attacking players, but Marmoush could surely be a useful option to add depth for both clubs. The Gunners have Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard, and Bukayo Saka in fine form, but there is perhaps not much in the way of backup behind those players, with Gabriel, Jesus, and Raheem Sterling not looking like ideal long-term options. Liverpool, meanwhile, might do well to think about replacing the inconsistent Darwin Núñez, while there is also the fact that Mohamed Salah is in the final year of his contract. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.